Hello everyone, today we are going to see a case note, OIT nursing. So this is a case note of Victoria Price. This question was asked on 28th of August 2021 for the real OIT test. So we go directly to the writing task. Let's see the task. Yeah. Here is the task. Using the information in the case notes, write a letter to Dr. Cleffam, Victoria Price GP, explaining your concerns about patient and requesting further investigation. So you need to write the letter to the Dr. Mary Cleffam, GP, Padburn City Clinic, Padburn. Right now we are writing the letter for two things. The first purpose is to explain the concerns of the writer. So the writer has some concerns. To address the concerns, number one. Number two, a request further investigation. So here I need to request the GP to go ahead with the investigation which stems from your concerns. That's it. So we have got ideas that this person is, that is Dr. Mary Cleffam, is the GP of Victoria Price. So the place is Padburn, Padburn City Clinic. Okay. Now let's move on from the beginning. When you see that the patient is just 14-year-old, so don't need to write the salutation, addressing like Miss or Mrs. or Miss. But here we have how to address, that is in the bracket. So we have got this thing. So I can write Miss here, but don't write this thing. This is wrong here. So this is the thing here. So you are concerned of the welfare of Victoria Price, one of the pupils in your care. So you are working in this particular school. So everything is happening in Padburn. This is a place. So Padburn Central School, the doctor is on Padburn Clinic, and you are a school health nurse of Padburn Central School. Okay, let's move on. So name, age, you can see the social background here. So let's go ahead with the social background, because you don't need to give this background to the GP, as the GP knows the background. He knows Victoria's parents are no more. He knows Victoria has a brother whose name is Jack. She knows, he knows, she knows, I think GP is she. She knows that they both are living together in foster care, separate foster care. Then he knows that, she knows that this Victoria has no non-relatives and supported by social worker. But he might not know what is happening in the school. I am sure that she knows, the doctor knows all these information, but I don't know whether he knows or she knows this particular information. So what are the details which Victoria's details from school? No chance. So this is not known by the doctor. Okay, so at no point you don't need to include these things, but we need some relevant data here. Now I can go normal height and weight. GP knows. No previous appointments with school nurse, that is any relevant data. Presenting compliant, yes. What's a presenting compliant? Injury to the left wrist due to a ball hit while Miss Victoria was playing a hockey match. On examination, so she came with the injury. So the school health nurse is responsible for these types of minor injuries. When she came to the school health nurse, that's you found that there are some cuts which are healed on the left arm, the unformed pattern. So it's not in a shape, that it's in different shape, irregular pattern. So we can say unformed pattern of cuts are clearly made at different types. So whenever you can see that this is somewhat unusual. So Victoria blames scratches from a prickly bush. So what she might have asked, oh, okay, Victoria was asked what happened. So Victoria replied, this has happened from a prickly bush. Some bush pricking. Now without, it's not, it doesn't appear so, so without it's self-harm. So the patient, that's Victoria, responses apathetic, not aggressive. Now she is not so excited or not so concerned of what happened. She's just having apathy, no emotions there, no aggressive. She's not angry, she's not having that much emotion. She has a neutral, what you say, a sublimed mood. It's a sign of depression, so we suspect her to have depression. Patient seems vulnerable, and now she is to be referred to the social worker, because the social worker as far as this, the Miss Victoria doesn't have parents, grandma, or social worker. The role of social worker is somewhat very crucial here. So she has to do, or he has to do something, a great role. They play a very vital role here. Now, 28th, this happened yesterday. Today, we made this discussion after contacting the social worker. So we had a discussion with the current foster family, that lady, Mrs. Farmer, who is the foster mother. So Victoria has been living with Mrs. Farmer since March 2021, almost. Now it's August, April, May, June, July, August. So this is the 5th month she started living with Victoria. No, yeah, Victoria, fine. So Mrs. Farmer, because she is just a new foster mother, she had many foster carers in the past 7 years. In the social history, we can see that she had 8 foster families in the past 7 years after the death of her grandma. Okay, so there's a new foster mother, and she just observed that Miss Victoria is withdrawn, moody, and secluded in the room, listening to music. And she understood that this is a serious concern, and Mrs. Farmer agrees to make an appointment with the GP, that's Dr. Mary Clapham, to check what happened to the arm and psychological status. In the arm, you have injury, the healed injury, as well as the unhealed injury. So to check the arm and to check the psychological status of Miss Victoria. So plan is to write to patient's GP. That's it. We are moving ahead. Today's date is 28 August 2021. Address to Dr. Mary Clapham, General Practitioner, Padburn City Clinic, Padburn. Dear Dr. Clapham, so the name is given, so we have given this. Reference Miss Victoria Price, as the salutation is given like this. Miss, we have said it's Miss Victoria Price. I'm writing to update the current health status of Miss Victoria Price, who is your client since this March. So she came to Mrs. Farmer from this March. Since then, all the facilities should be given to Miss Victoria. Social worker is there, GP is there, other facilities are also there. So since then, you are taking care of Miss Victoria. So I am writing this letter to update her current health status. Okay, so health includes both physical and psychological. So I don't need to write physical and psychological separate. So health status is enough there. So it's written since this March. So the time, the chronological connection is made August to March. She is suspected to have the symptoms of depression and self-harm and requires urgent assessment and management. Okay, now she is suspected to have, we have not confirmed, suspected to have the symptoms of depression. You have said that she was apathetic, non-aggressive, symptoms of depression. Self-harm, you have seen some irregular markings, wound markings on her left arm, and requires urgent assessment and management. Fine. Now let's go ahead. The purpose is clear. Ms. Price suffered an injury to her left arm following a hit while playing a hockey match. So I have found some problems here. One thing is that she is suspected to have the symptoms of depression and self-harm and requires an urgent assessment and further management. Ms. Price suffered an injury to her left arm following a hit while playing a hockey match yesterday. Need to add these two things. Yesterday, the connection of the time. So last paragraph, I said March connected. Here, I told yesterday, I'm going to connect it in the coming paragraph. I started today. So it's very necessary to connect with the time frames. At the school clinic, when a detailed assessment is made, so it's understood that she came to the school clinic and a detailed assessment is made. Multiple cuts were observed on her left arm, which were irregular in nature. So you saw multiple cuts on her left arm. Those wounds were irregular. It's not in a shape or size, a specific shape or size. When asked about it, she reported apathetically and in a non-aggressive manner that it occurred due to bush pricks. So we have said, we have made some changes. How it was there in the case note, it was different. So now what we have said here, we have just reported in a different manner. The matter is the same. However, the wounds are healed and appeared as it occurred at different times. Okay, so the nature of the wound is presented. Now, as per my requirement, explaining your concern. What's your concern? So that is explained right now. One, this is self-harm. When inquired, her teachers also hinted that she's less concentrated in studies and withdrawn from sports activities, which she used to enjoy before. So this is the signs of depression. The previous is the sign of self-harm. Suspecting the vulnerability of depression and deliberate self-harm, both her social worker and foster mother were intimated regarding the condition. Yeah. We know that this is vulnerable, that it can be depression, it can be deliberate self-harm, So this might become serious, so we inform the social worker and inform the foster mother. So this paragraph is over. The concerns. So we have two concerns, number one and number two. What you did with the concern, you inform the social worker, you inform the foster mother. Today, so it's connected again. Yesterday, today, Miss Price, foster mother, Mrs. Farmer, too reported that she was withdrawn, moody, and secluded in her room. So this was the thing which is in the school, and this is at her home. So why we have separated this thing? So you might ask, what is the reason for this separation of this paragraph? What is the logic behind it? So this venue of the first paragraph, it happened at school. This thing, the next thing happened at home. That's it, simple logic. It would be appreciated if you could evaluate Mrs. Price's psychological status and the injury to her left arm and adopt the most appropriate treatment which suits her. So that's up to you. You need to see her, evaluate her, and do appropriate treatment. If you have any further queries regarding Mrs. Price's condition, please do not hesitate to contact me. Yours sincerely, because your name is there, Clefan. So yours sincerely, school health nurse. That's it. We have come to the end of this particular task. We have the body of the letter should be approximately 180 to 200. We have enough words there. We have around 200 words here right now. Don't have any problems with the word count. We have said, we explained her problems, the concerns, and requested what GP has to do. That's it. Hope you might all have understood this thing. Thank you.